Hey guys, my name is Khadija and I am a certified mental health ambassador. And what that means is that you should be speaking to a licensed professional about all your mental health needs, worries, concerns. I am just a regular person trying to put a human face to some very real issues. And welcome to Nonlinear Moment, where I talk about the wonderful ups and downs of the healing and growth journey. So today's episode is called I haven't decided if I want to call it episode or segment. I'm kind of leaning towards segment, but then automatically I say episode, so I don't know. Uh, but today's segment is called When Your First Isn't Your Forever. And what inspired this particular segment is because that is my particular situation. But what really inspired this episode is that I was on Facebook the other day because I'm old, as the kids say. I'm old and I'm on Facebook, and only old people use Facebook. But anyway, I was on Facebook the other day and I was going through my friend request and I saw a former coworker of mine, and I saw that she had married another coworker of ours who they were dating. She was literally like 18, he was like 19. And she was already working there, and then she got him a job there at the job. And I saw that they got married. I'm like, oh my god, they stayed together. So this was like 6 years, 7 years ago. It was the last job I had before I moved to Michigan. So they were teenagers back then. Now they're like well into their 20s and they're married and they were so cute. I'm like, oh my god, like I can see it. Like I see them rocking chair, gray hair, a gaggle of grandkids running around them. Like that's what I see for them. They look so like, now looks can be deceiving, but the fact that they're still together, high school sweethearts, married now, is just, they look very well settled into that married life. And I'm like, oh my god, that's, having a high school sweetheart was never an option for me. But um that first love, forever fantasy, dream, what have you, I would have liked that. And here I am now, a single mom. Did not happen, the way, things didn't work out the way that I had planned it or intended it. But alhamdulillah, I'm glad, for how, how God planned everything. Oh, and since I mentioned, alhamdulillah, something I will be doing in every episode is reminding everybody I'm a Muslim. So everything that I speak of, speak through, speak about is going to be from my personal experience, which is a Muslim experience. Like, listen, y'all don't have to rock how I roll. Just respect my rhythm. I'll respect yours. We can have a party. All right. So you're gonna hear me say things like Alhamdulillah, MashaAllah, Bismillah. All these different prayers and du'as um, in Arabic, and I will do my best to translate them for anybody who does not understand. I have to remember that YouTube is a public platform, so anybody might come across this video. Hey! So, yes, alhamdulillah, all praise to God that things turned out the way that they did. I have the most perfect son from my marriage, my previous past, no longer existing marriage. So I have no regrets really about anything, but ideally, you know, my first would have been my forever, but that wasn't the case. And I said ideally, but what's ideal these days, right? And as a Muslim, typically, not even typically, but the dream, the goal, the desire, is that your marriage will last, and the dream, the goal, the desire, the expectation is that before you ever get married, there would be no dating, no nothing prior to marriage, which was my case. I never dated, never had a boyfriend. I've had crushes. I've had a fair share of crushes, but I've never dated, never had a boyfriend. Got married, had a baby, got divorced. I was married for 2 years. But anyway, we're not really talking so much about me, but it's just I want to kind of address that feeling of, I don't want to say disappointment. Because like I am happily divorced. I don't wish things worked out differently. I don't even want to say I wish I chose someone differently, because that's not even the case. Because like I said, my son is who he is with the parents that he has. You know, I don't even know how to put the term to the feeling. It's not regret. But it's a feeling, and it's a negative feeling that's in my gut that because when I saw my former coworker, I was like, I felt that you know, in my stomach and in my chest, that what is this? You know, I have feelings right now. I have feelings like, oh, look at them, first love, high school sweethearts, all happy together, you know, or seemingly happy. I hope they're happy. I hope y'all are having the best life. But that feeling, and I didn't want to just, you know, dismiss that feeling, because it is a feeling, even though I can't put a name to it. It's a feeling that I have in my chest and in my gut that y'all can't see it, but I'm touching my tummy. There's that feeling that I want to honor. And I know that there are a lot of you out there who feel that too, because I know a lot of you out there are not with your first love, your first kiss, your first whatever. And you may be so grateful for how life turned out, and that, you know, you have the kids you have, or you had the experience you've had, and you've learned what you learned in the previous relationship. But that dream, that fantasy, that desire, that expectation, you know, it's still kind of there in the back of your head. It might be this small, but it's still there. And it's like, okay, things did not turn out as planned. And though I am grateful for that, it's like you missed something that you didn't have, and you're never going to have, and you accept that you're not going to have it, but you still are attached to it. There we go. We're still attached to that fantasy, and you have feelings about it. There. Thank you for processing that with me in this moment right now. This very real moment. It's an attachment to something that's not even, you can't even touch it. You can barely even see it in your mind's eye, but it's there. It's a whisper. It's so faint, but it's that man, life did not turn out the way I had expected. And I appreciate life for its what, how do you say that word? For complexity. I appreciate life for its complexity, and I appreciate things for the way that God planned it. But man, my first was not my forever, and that will always be a fact that I have to accept. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's really what I just wanted to kind of like get off my chest and process with you guys. And I know that some of you guys out there relate to this. I know it. I know that for a fact, that some of you guys just, you get it. And it's like, and it's so hard to like balance those, like this kind of positive and not necessarily negative, but this kind of like this gray area, like, you know, because you're living your life, you're hopefully thriving. You're happy that you're not in, the relationship that wasn't serving you in the way that you wanted it to, and you guys, you guys weren't made for each other like you had hoped or thought or dreamed or dreamt, but it's there. It's very real. And it's very faint, but it's there. And I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's such an interesting place to be in, where you know you're thinking about the future, and it's like, well, we just gotta keep going forward, right? And just because you have this feeling of unsettledness, or not even unsettledness, this that feeling that you have, just because you have it doesn't mean you regret you know anything. It doesn't mean you regret leaving the relationship. It doesn't mean you regret getting into the relationship in the first place. You're just here, and you're processing, and you're grateful, and you're positive, and there's that nagging feeling. That's it. That's all it is. And honor that feeling, accept it for what it is. Do not overanalyze it and turn it into something that it is not, cuz it ain't that, honey. And just, yeah, alhamdulillah, we're here. We're here, and life happened the way it happened, and we're going to learn from it, and we're going to keep moving forward. And just because your first isn't forever, don't mean your second or your third or maybe your fifth ain't gonna be that one that you grow old with. Allah is the best of planners, and we can't see the future. And we're gonna go forward with positivity and hope and healing, and we're not going to beat ourselves up about the valleys of our journey through healing, and we are going to be all right. So don't even worry about it. I get you. I understand you. I'm right here with you. And I am so glad that you spent this time with me today. Don't forget, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at FeistyCat. I will put it down here somewhere, and I'll see you over there too throughout the week. This is going to be a Friday only show, inshallah. Allah willing, or if Allah wills it, God willing, if you want to make it easy to say. Yeah, I'll see y'all next Friday with another segment of Non-Linear Moment, and we'll be talking about shame. Thanks for watching. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.